Hi, my name is James Francis Thorpe, but my Indian name is Wattohak, which means bright path, but you will better know me as Jim Thorpe. I was born on May 28, 1888 in Prague, Oklahoma. Growing up, I lived on the Sac and Fox Reservation. My parents are Charlotte and Aaron Thorpe. Growing up, I lived with one brother, Charlie, and my stepbrother, Frank. I went to school at the Sac and Fox School, the Haskell Institute, and the Carlisle Indian School. As a child, I liked to be outdoors fishing, hunting, riding horses, and playing sports such as wrestling and baseball. Another important childhood fact is my brother died of pneumonia at age 8. My mother died of complicated childbirth. Due to the death of my mother, I was sent to the Haskell Institute in Lawrence, Kansas because my father was unable to care for me. I was sent to the Carlisle Indian School in Pennsylvania because I kept running away from school. I was played and coached by the famous coach Pop Warner. You might know Pop Warner as one of the greatest coaches of all time, with the youth football league named after him. Pop Warner discovered me because I broke the school high jump record in overalls. I eventually ended up joining the Carlisle Indian School football team in 1909. I participated and had success in baseball, hockey, lacrosse, and even ballroom dancing and boxing. When I was older, I went to college at the Carlisle Indian School in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I starred as a halfback, place kicker, punter, and defensive back for the football team. I helped my team defeat Army, Harvard, and Penn, who were some of the highest-ranked teams in the nation. I married Iva Miller, Frida Kirkpatrick, and Patricia Askew. We had 7 children. My job was an Olympian, a professional football player, a pro baseball player, an actor, a ditch digger, and a pro basketball player. I won 2 gold medals in track and field at the Stockholm Olympics in 1912 in the decathlon and pentathlon. My overall score in the decathlon was a world record that stood until 1932. I was honored with a parade in New York City and even called the greatest athlete in the world by the King of Sweden. In 1913, my medals were taken away from me for playing professional baseball in 1909 and 1910. A rule in the Olympics stated that professional athletes were prohibited from participating. My Olympic gold medals were returned to my children in 1983, and my name was added back to the Olympic record books in 1982. I played professional baseball from 1913 to 1919. I played professionally for the New York Giants, Boston Braves, and Cincinnati Reds. I also played professional football from 1915 until 1928. I played for the Canton Bulldogs, leading them to championships in 1916, 1917, and 1920. The Bulldogs were among 14 teams that made up the American Professional Football Association, which was later renamed to the National Football League, NFL. I served as the league president for 1 season. I played for the Cleveland Indians, Rock Island Independents, New York Giants, and Chicago Cardinals. I also helped coach and play for an all-Native American team called the Oorang Indians in LaRue, Ohio. I also played professional basketball for the world-famous Indians. I also played a small part in several movies in Hollywood, being credited with appearing in more than 60 films from 1931 to 1950. I'm still remembered today because I was the greatest athlete of the 20th century and the only person to have their Olympic medals taken away. I was elected to many different halls of fame. I was elected a charter member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1963, the College Football Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, and Olympic Hall of Fame. I had 2 Olympic world records that stood for more than 20 years. Sadly, I died of a heart attack in Los Angeles, California in 1953 at the age of 64. My body was eventually transported to Pennsylvania, a town renamed as Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Thank you for listening to my speech.